Hi guys, welcome back to the Meera podcast. It has been a while. I've been on holiday. As you can see, I'm all tanned up. You can see our new addition to our studio, and this was all made by a girl called Kate. I'll put all her details below, but this is her card. Instagram is Kate Creates. She made these earrings. She sent me a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna make a separate video. And she's utterly amazing, and I really, really appreciate her kindness. It was my producer that has bought this for me through her, so I'm very, very grateful for that. It was a nice early birthday present. So yeah, back to Dominican. It was a time. I don't think we got out of the pool at like any point. We were in the pool for like 3-4 hours a day. The sun was so hot. It was like 31 degrees. Like, I'm two different colors right now. Even like Shivaay was saying to me, "Mummy, why are my legs two different colors?" Because like, he caught a tan. When I say he caught a tan, he caught a tan. He looks like a different race now. It's quite funny. But yeah, he loved it. He had so much time with my parents, and I think that was so important to me. I think I was spoke about it before. Like, spending time with like your parents as they get older and stuff has been really, really nice, and like looking at the future. And we're not gonna get this time back, and I think our parents are not always gonna be this active. Like, my dad was in the pool with him all the time. My mum was swimming with him all the time. And it was like, like those unforgettable holidays. We stayed at the Hilton La Romana, and it was incredible. They had even one night they had Indian food. They had pav bhaji, and it was so good. Every night had a different theme. Every restaurant had like amazing food. From the minute we landed, the service in the Dominican Republic has been incredible. Like, they go above and beyond for you, to the point where you're just like, I don't have to do anything, and everybody, out of kindness, have just been so sweet. The kids area was amazing because it was Easter while we went. 3 full-on packed back-to-back days of adventures. Shivaay, like, they did a whole Pirates of the Caribbean theme, and it was amazing. They had they built a ship. Like, they physically used wood, and you could see them building and painting it a ship. They had like guys walking around in 31-degree heat in like Easter bunny costumes. They put up bouncy castles. They done that Easter egg hunt where like some kids got like 40-50 eggs, and they were just everywhere. And then they did it in the beach and stuff. So it was so nice. We had like dinner on the beach, which was like a seafood barbecue at sunset, and it was so amazing. I might add some pictures here and there, just of how it looked and how incredible it was. It was one of the most incredible holiday breaks I've ever had, and I strongly recommend. Like, I know financially it's not always feasible to go to like the Dominican or somewhere, but even like somewhere like Portugal or Bulgaria or like places like that are affordable, or even UK holidays, I think spend some time with the people you love, because that literally all we do have is time, and the one guarantee in life we have is we're all not going to be here one day. So make the most of what you've got, because it's been one of those memories I think Shivaay will last, and it will last in his brain forever, because even on the way there, the cabin crew fell in love with him, so they let him go in the cockpit and put on the captain's like hat and sit in the cockpit. I'll put a picture of it inside. But he was like flying the plane, like pretending obviously. But when we landed, they were so lovely. They literally kept us behind just so he could do that. And he was talking to the captain and asking the captain all these questions. And it was such a nice interaction. And from the minute we left home, we've just had such an incredible holiday. Like, we were so sad. Shivaay said to me, like, I didn't have a good holiday, and we were like, why? And he was like, because it was too short and I want to just stay 100 days. So guys, please like this podcast, comment, so I can make some money from it and I can take him on holiday for 100 days. So there's an incentive there. So guys, this episode is going to be so much lighter. Thank you for all your love on the last episode. I know it was a heavy one, but I really appreciate it. So today we're going to do some hot takes. So I asked you guys to send in loads of like things, what should I talk about on the podcast? And you guys influxed my Instagram with loads of different things. So I'm going to break it up into sections. I'm going to do some hot takes, and I'm going to ask you guys what you think. So put in the comments what your like opinion is on whatever these situations are going to be. So the first one I'm going to start with is dating disasters. And these were sent to me about a couple of people, and I just took the most funniest ones. There were loads, and if you want me to do another episode where I read the rest of them out, let me know, because some of them was hilarious. But the most funniest ones I had was, so the first one was, I matched with a guy on Tinder, showed up to the date, and he brought his best mate along for moral support. For me, I understand like some guys can be shy and some even girls can be shy, and we do the moral support thing and you have your friend there and whatever, but like, would you not feel like a third wheel all the time? Especially if someone's like a best friend, then you would end up interacting with like your friend more than you would the third person. So for me, that's a red flag. Like, I don't like it. It's weird. You're there to get to know each other and get over that sort of initial fear, shyness. So for me, that was a complete red flag. I don't think I've ever like known anyone to have this situation, but I think a friend of mine did have a similar situation, but he brought his sister on the date, and my friend was like, I just didn't understand where to look because they were just having conversations between themselves, and it was like really uncomfortable. And it was like the first time because they used to, I think they spoke on the phone for about 6 months, and then they finally met, and he brought his sister and didn't tell her for a start. Literally just showed up to the place, and he was already there with his sister having a drink, and then she was just like sidelined almost, and she hated it. She was like, she never saw him again, never spoke to him again. But it was, yeah, it's really random. Don't do that kind of thing, guys. It's weird. It's really weird. I think she's dodged a bullet anyway. If a guy ever, or a girl, either way, I think that's just a complete red flag. Tell me if you disagree or you've got a different opinion, because obviously everyone's opinion is different, but let me know if it's like a different take. Our next one, the office, I call it the office oopsie. So listener said that she was on a work call. So she was just started work, but before she started work, she was on the phone to her husband, and they always end the conversation saying love you, bye. If you know me and you speak to me and you're a friend of mine, you know that I always say love you, bye, like, or okay, see you, bye, or okay, love you, bye. That's always my thing. She went into the office at 9 a.m. First thing, 9:03 a.m. she had a phone call. She ended the call with okay, love you, bye, and didn't realise, like, it just was so natural to her that she forgot that was a thing. For me, I think the boss like had called her up on it, because the person had rang the boss and said that your like receptionist has told me that they love me, and it was very weird. But I think that's quite funny. Like, that's something you should, like, this shouldn't be a serious thing, and the boss shouldn't even got involved. It would just been like, yeah, it's like a thing. It's funny. So that was quite like awkward as well. I've done that when you go to a restaurant and they say like, oh, how was the food? And I'm like, yeah, it was good. Yours? And I'm like, and I did that on holiday twice actually. Or like, when someone asks you like, oh, how is something, blah blah, and you ask them, like, it's so easily done because we're so used to saying, oh, and you, and it's like, no, awkward. But for me, at least you didn't say like something worse. Love you, bye is like so innocent, and so I don't think it's like anything harmful. So my next one is something I've experienced a long time ago, like years and years back, was that this girl went on a first date with a guy. He picks her up and he plays his own rap song. And I know a lot of you are gonna like laugh at this, but his own rap song in the car about crypto. The whole journey he had that song or the rap on repeat. And when I tell you, you want to tell someone that they're really talented when they're not, and it's a first date and you're just sitting there and you're so awkward. So this listener told me, what she says in her message, that she had no idea what was going on from the minute she sat in the car and this song was playing. He kept asking, oh, what do you think? Like, do you think I'm gonna make it big? It's like I'm gonna be the next Jay-Z. Like, the man was delusional. I would have got out the car, I would have ordered an Uber, and I would have gone home straight away. Why does this happen when we film? My bathroom door just randomly opened. I'm telling you, there are signs that like people don't want me to do the podcast in the spirit world, because my bathroom door just opened. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, no, red flag. Like, if a man starts playing his rap music on a first date in his car and he thinks that that's going to be his career, run like you are running the London Marathon, which is happening today. Just run. Our next one, so two best friends watched their favourite series together. One watched the finale of the whatever series they were watching early and posted spoilers. No, sorry, that's unforgivable. unforgivable. This is why I don't watch things with people, right? I like to have my own time. I don't want to talk about things unless I know that they've watched the whole thing, I've watched the whole thing. Otherwise, don't talk to me about it. It's a good thing I never got into Game of Thrones, because like my whole family, my producer, they all talk to each other about it, but I do not want to know. That is not my business. But like, I watch things like The Equalizer, and like, I like funny. I don't like dragons and blah 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 blah. Even though my producer's really trying to get me into Fourth Wing, I'll bring it into the conversation now. So any of you Fourth Wing fans, so if there is a fandom there, I want you to give me 3 reasons why I should read, because I keep reading, like, well, I listen to the audiobook with all the like characters and stuff, and I fall asleep within like the first 10 minutes of listening to it, and I really can't get into it. I've ordered the book now. And if I can't get to it, and like, I know like James with Shits and Gigs is really into it, and he's like explained a little bit about it, and he does his like daddy reads and stuff, and I just can't get into it. So I need you lot to help me out here. I've gone completely on a side quest, but yeah, if you guys are Fourth Wing fans and into all of that, please send me reasons why I need to watch this, because I really can't get into it, and I'm losing a friendship here because she's getting mad that I don't read it. So you guys need to like explain to me what is so amazing about it, because I've never been into like this fantasy romance stuff. I like nasty romance stuff, but like with human people that don't have magical powers is like normal. And I'm really into like this Italian mafia like audiobooks at the moment, and they're like and then you know what, they're free on YouTube. They're quite raunchy, but they're really good. But yeah, that was a complete side quest. So what would you do anyway if your best friend had watched something ahead of you that you were watching together? I think that's unforgivable. Go away, you're not my friend anymore. Don't speak to me. But yeah, that is one thing. And yeah, you Fourth Wing crazy people, let me know why I should be watching this. Also, check out my friend's Instagram. I'm going to put the link here because she's going to drop some Fourth Wing dragon something surprises at the moment. So there you go. Now, I need to add one more because I've just thought of it. What would you do if someone you thought was a close friend, now this has happened to me, sent you a picture of a screenshot of your own profile picture and then just said, oh, I just wanted to say how nice you look in it. But you know they were sending it to somebody else, but they're completely denying it. And this happened to me like a couple of years ago, like actually quite a few years ago now, when I lived in Birmingham and I was friends with someone. And we were really close, and then we became really distant because he became friends with a friend of mine. So you know how you lose friendships like through other friends? So then I was like, I can't be bothered, whatever, like shit happens. So he took a screenshot of my profile picture and sent it back to me instead of sending it to whoever he was sending it to. I want to know what you guys would do in that situation, because I was just like, whatever, like I know you were going to send that to somebody else, and then I just blocked him and I never spoke to him after that. And I don't care. And it's quite funny because this person like is quite older and he's got daughters, and I thought he'd be more mature than that, but like clearly not. Conversation for another day. But yeah, like what would you do if something like that happened to you? Have you guys ever sent like the wrong screenshot in the wrong chat? Have you ever guys sent a message to somebody which was about them to that person that you were talking about? Like, I know it happens loads, and then luckily like WhatsApp has the delete for everyone feature now, but could you imagine if someone saw that and you like have been bitching about God knows who, sent a whole long like message and then you send it to the wrong, like I know this has happened to, I need to hear your stories. If you want to send it to me anonymously, message me on Instagram, and then I can read them out in the next episode, because I just think that is always happening to people. But the fact that like it still sticks into my mind, even though it happened like maybe 10 years ago, like 10 plus years ago when I was living in Birmingham, that's quite funny. Yes, I did live in Birmingham, but it was a time and it was good, and I had that was my healing era. Guys, I have a question for you. Liking someone's Instagram story, so everyone in a relationship, so if your partner likes another person's Instagram story, whatever way you sway, whether it's a girl or a guy or whatever way you sway, or non-binary or whatever, if they like somebody's Instagram post, is that cheating? Is that emotional cheating, or is it just being like nice? And I'm talking like, you know, like the model girls or the model guys and their topless inside, you know, these topless chefs and all this stuff that's going on TikTok and Instagram. If they like all these things or save it or like think, is that emotional cheating? I want you guys to know, 'cause my personal opinion is I don't mind like the likes, right? That doesn't really bother me. It's when they like save the post, or like, so why are you saving it? Where are you going? What are you doing? Looking back at it later? Why are you looking at back at it later? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why are you going to keep going back to that post? You can like it if you see it and you're like trying to support someone, fine. Or you do feel like it is perfectly natural, I think, in my brain, that you think somebody else is attractive. That's gonna happen in life, right? But messaging or anything further, or saving or commenting, I think is a bit weird. Unless it's like someone you know, then commenting is fine. But anything further than that is weird. It's a red flag. I don't like it. Tell me what you guys think, because I know like quite a few of my friends have said to me, oh, like my man's like this person's picture, but then he saved it and he commented. And you could, because obviously now Instagram tells you, like if you're following someone, they tell you who you like, pictures you've liked, or the other person you follow, whoever they like. So let me know what you guys would do in that situation, because for me, I would go mental and have a breakdown if it was anything further than a like. If it was a save, no, I'm not having it, sorry, no. And I'm glad that Instagram even shows you now, like, how many saves you've got or whatever, because I need to see that. Like, sorry, my insecurities don't work that way. So yeah, you guys let me know. I'm gonna go back to something where we say yes or no. What do you think about double texting? Because for me, I mean, I triple, quadruple text. I voice note. I'll send you 30-minute voice notes. I will fill up your voicemail. If I can't get in touch with you, you're going to get 67. That might be unhealthy, and I probably need to go to my therapist, but you know, that's just me right now. That is who I am. So you guys tell me, what would you do? Do you double text? Do you, and this is like talking stages or whatever. Like I get attached very quickly to people. I am a Libra, so I have that thing where if I vibe with someone, I am very picky about who I let in my circle, because obviously I do consider Shivaay and I need to know who's going to be around him, and I have to be very, very wary. But once I've let you in my circle, you're not coming out of that circle. And I think that's quite prominent in the friendships that I've had for years and years and years. The relationships, the the family friendships I've had for so many years. Like you if you're in our circle, you're in our circle, and you'll always be like protected in that circle. So if I don't hear from you, or if we've gone out and you've not told me you're home, like, and I don't have your location, I need to know where you are. Like, it's one of those things that when I say, I hope you get home safe, I need to know that you've got home safe. So even if I double, triple text you, it's just one of those things that I think is it naturally inbuilt in me. My mum's the same, very much similar to me. Like, we have that caring. I'm not saying like it's not caring to not text, but like, I think when you're getting to know someone, does it come off like being overboard or not? Let me know what you guys think, because I know that I can be quite scary when it comes to like meeting someone new and like friendships and being like quite intense, because I am an intense person. But I think, let me know what you guys think, because I have a very different perspective on it. My next one, what is it? If someone replies K to me, don't speak to me, because that will piss me off to no extent. If I've written an essay and that's taken me 10 minutes in ChatGPT to reply to you, and you've just written K, no thank you, do not ever speak to me again. Hold on, I need to have a drink after this. Like, I can't. Also, my producer got me this cup. It's so cute. It's so cute. Self-Love Club, because you know I promote that all the time. I will put who has made this and like where she bought it from. She does spoil me. Little canvas cup. I'm very lucky. But yeah, no, so if anyone replies K to any of my messages that I've curated with my ChatGPT PA, sorry, don't speak to me, because I put effort and time into these messages and you're just replying K. That is causes for an argument. 100% cause for an argument, or the silent treatment. Let me know what you guys think, because there's no way, even I don't care who it is, there's no way in hell you're gonna say K back to me. I will block you straight away. And our last one, that me and my producer really do not agree, my brother as well, because he's a lover of this disgustingness, is pineapple on pizza. Vile. I'm sorry, it's just, I do not mix sweet and savoury. I don't care. I don't even like honey wings. I don't like any of that. It's all, no. Savoury should be savoury and sweet should be sweet. End of story. However, a lot of you are going to argue with me now, so please put in the comments why pineapple pizza is so great, because I have tasted it. Can't taste it anymore because I'm allergic to pineapple. However, before, when I used to like tried it, because obviously my brother eats it all the time and that's the only thing he gets from like wherever he gets pizza from, it's gross. It doesn't taste nice. Mixing cheese and even, do you remember when we were little and we used to go to the parties and they used to have like pineapple and cheese on those skewers and they put it in like the rind of a watermelon and that would be like a party thing? No, sorry, no. Cheese and olives. Happy days. Cheese and pineapple, no thank you. And even like I had the M&S superfood salad and it's supposed to be savoury, it's got edamame. Why is there apple in my salad? Why is there sweet apple? I do not understand this mixing savoury and sweet. Is just not. Even like salted caramel, no, don't, thank you, bye. I'll go to the cinema, I need my salted popcorn. Who has mixed popcorn? That is not nice. I don't understand you sweet and like, even like whenever we go like honey barbecue, I don't understand it. My dad's the same, like we don't like sweet and savoury mixed. Isn't like sweet barbecue sauce. It's just not something our palates are like made for. And I know like a lot of Gujarati people, they put like sugar in their, or like gourd in their dal and like in their like curries and stuff. We do not do that in this house. Like it's such a no-no for us. So yeah, let me know your like preference, because obviously everybody's like palate is different, but mine is definitely like a no sweet mixed with savoury. But yeah. Another one is when you have really, really like spicy food and people tell you, oh, drink water. Water never helps. Dairy helps, bread helps. Right, let's do a red flag or green flag. I've got a list here of things that we can say red flag or green flag, and I want you guys to tell me what you think in the comments. I'm going to tell you what I think, but you know me, I've got strong opinions about everything. If your partner or like any adult that you know calls their mum, I think this is more based on like men. So if your man calls their mum mummy after the age of 30, is that a red flag? I don't think so, because I'm 40 almost and I call my mum mummy and I call my dad daddy. So for me it's not an issue. Like I know my brother doesn't and he's obviously over 30. So, and I know loads of people like in the guys in my life that it's always mum for them, but I've never actually heard like a man say mummy. So if you're a man that says mummy, like I think it's normal. Like your mum is your mum. Your mum's always going to be your mummy. Like I hope Shivaay still calls me mummy. Like I have a sneaky suspicion by the time we get to like 15, he's going to be like Meera. He's already doing it now. Like he said, oh, you know what? He said the cutest thing today, because he said to me this morning, he goes, I want to change my middle name so that his name is Shivaay Meera and then our last name. So that was really cute. He wants to put my name in his name, and I was like, oh. And I know like Pratik Baba did that because his mum is Smita Patil. These are Bollywood actors, and Smita Patil was a legend. So he, like, I think on his wedding day had announced that he had changed his name to Pratik Smita Patil in honor of his mum that had passed away. So I think that is such a beautiful thing that he honored her memory like that. So yeah, maybe one day he'll do that. I don't know. We'll see as he grows up and how our relationship is. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with a man calling their mum mummy. If you're close with your mum, you're close with your mum. As long as it's like not the weird relationships that some mums have with their sons, where like they emotionally rely on them and like have this weird dependence where they get jealous of their girlfriends or wives and they think that they're being replaced. I think that is the most bizarre thing in the world. However, no judgment, because I am a boy mum, but I will never be that boy mum, because my mum's not that boy mum, I'm not that boy mum. I think that it should be a very healthy relationship where your son feels comfortable enough to talk to you about everything. However, you do not involve yourself forcefully in whatever decisions he decides to make, especially as an adult. Once he's a grown-ass man, he can do whatever he wants. I don't care, as long as he's safe, he's healthy, and he's happy, you know. And I would fully welcome whoever's like whatever partner he brings in. But I see some, like, there's a whole Instagram accounts like now dedicated to like relationships that mums have with their sons and how like toxic it can be for like the partners that come in, whether it's a daughter-in-law, son-in-law, whatever. It can be very highly toxic, and I'd never want to create that environment for my child. So I think if you do have that relationship with if there's any elder women listening that have sons and you feel like your emotional state is negated by your child who is grown and is married and has got kids. You need to take 10 steps back and like look at your own marriage or your own partner and find fulfillment in yourself. Find fulfillment in your own hobbies. Find a hobby. Do something other than meddle in your son's life, because they don't need it. Respect their life, respect what their boundaries are, because otherwise in the long run you're going to end up losing that person. And it happens so many times over and over, especially in our Asian families. Like, why treat a daughter-in-law unfairly because she's a daughter-in-law? At the end of the day, she's a daughter. You've welcomed her in as a daughter, so don't just say that I'm going to treat her like my own daughter, when you don't treat her the same as your own daughter, because you do two different like sides of the scale. And you're always going to take your son's like side, or you're going to instigate arguments. Why do you want your son to be unhappy when they found like somebody that makes them happy? Why would you want the mother of your grandchildren to be unhappy? That's something I will never understand. So for everyone out there that's watching this, I know we always go off on a tangent, but this wouldn't be the Most Severe podcast if we didn't go off on a tangent from just one little hot take. So yeah, that is my hot take, is don't be weird. My next one, let's move on. Clapping when a plane lands. Now, that's never, I think, when did I go? Yeah, when I went to Croatia, I think that happened when we flew EasyJet or Ryanair or something. That happened. My producer said it happened when they landed from Dominican, but I don't remember this happening. I don't really mind it, because you kind of like being happy for the, like, I think it's more when you get to the destination, because nobody's clapping when you come home. Nobody wants to come home from holiday. That's like the most depressing thing ever. I'm still on surviving on holiday blues and looking at my tan saying, I don't want my tan to disappear. So yeah, I think that clapping on a plane is not an issue. I wouldn't say it was a red flag. I think it's quite just, yeah, okay, you're happy to be where you are. And I think expressing happiness is not a bad thing. Astrology on a first date. Now, I am into astrology, and I'm into like, but not astrology in like the sense of like horoscopes in that sense. I am into it in the Sanatan Dharma, like the Hinduism sense, where we look at the planets and you get like your Kundali read, like your birth chart and everything like that. So for me, I don't mind talking about astrology on a first date. Like, that's not a huge thing for me. Even like first meeting, like friendship with people, tarot cards, I really enjoy all that stuff. We did a reading with my producer and another friend of ours, and that was really fun. And we went to a tarot night actually. Was psychic night? Was it psychic night? Psychic night. At our local pub, and that was really fun. And the lady that I had was so accurate with everything. And I know everyone's gonna be like, la la la. No, I believe in this stuff, and I really enjoy stuff like that. I find it quite fascinating. So for me, that's never gonna be a red flag. So that's a really good one. What's the other one? No social media. If you meet someone in life that has no social media, now I know people that have no social media because they can't be bothered and they like to be off grid. So for me, again, like, that's not a big deal. But if you were getting to a relationship with someone and they had absolutely no social media, how would you feel? Because I know a lot of us like would stalk them beforehand and find out who they're following and find this person and find like their ex from like 10 years ago. And I have FBI friends, so I know this happens, and I am also an FBI friend because I do this for other people. So let me know your opinion on that. Right, I've given you guys a lot to think about and a lot to comment on, and I'm going to leave the podcast there. Let me know what you want to see in the next episode. I think I'm going to have a guest on the next episode because I'm going to be travelling to Manchester to watch the cancelled podcast, and I will be seeing Tana Mojo and Brooks Cofield, so I'm really excited for that. And I will also be seeing one of my best friends, Sophie, so I will be recording our next episode in some hotel room, I'm guessing. So that will be the next episode. So if you've got any questions for us, let us know in the comments. We have been friends for, I don't even remember now, I think about 15 years now. But yeah, it's been amazing. So let me know what you think, you want to ask, drop it in the comments. And that is the end of this podcast. I hope you all have a great week, and I'm hoping to get this out as soon as possible. And I'm still hoping to have my tan for the next episode. So let me know like ideas on how I can keep my tan, because I really don't want it to go, because I feel like I've got that golden glow now and it's just at the right moment. My mum actually burnt herself. She was like, and I'm not joking, she put sun cream every day. My dad was like, oh my god, don't need sun cream. First day, red all on the shoulders. Now, literally, because obviously he's bald, Mum's like there by putting sun cream all over his face, his ears, his shoulder. It was so funny. I'm not laughing at the pain, but it was just funny that he was going, I'm African, I don't need sun cream, da, da, da. Yeah, you do. Everybody needs sun cream. Put your factor 50s on. And even if living in the UK, put your SPF every day, moisturise your face in the morning. You'll look younger. Anyway, guys, love you lots. Bye.